everyone. I hope you've all had a lovely week. It's been a great week in my garden. I've even managed to get some fruit ready to pick.
You've got lots of fruit ready, Veronica. You're the best gardener ever.
Well, that's very nice of you. I do love being in a happy garden.
Well, that's just nice for you, isn't it?
Pardon?
All of your friends are ready to be picked because they're all fresh and juicy. Bet you're not picking us grapes, so are you?
Well, not just yet. You're not ready. You're still very sour.
You're not wrong, Veronica.
Brilliant. So you all go on your merry way, showing off because you're all fresh and crisp and juicy, and we get left here, stuck on the vine, probably never to be picked. We might as well accept it. We're going straight to the compost heap.
Why are they being so sour? Why? It's hurting my ears.
Don't worry, Orange. Grapes, you don't have to be so upset. You will get picked when you're fresh. In fact, this all reminds me of a story from the Bible. Kind of.
Yay, a story! Please tell it to us, Veronica. We love stories.
Okay. You did ask very nicely. The story I'm thinking about is a man called Paul and his friend Silas. They'd been thrown into prison for telling people about Jesus.
But Jesus was lovely. Why would they put someone into prison for talking about him?
There were a lot of people back then who didn't like the message of love which Jesus' disciples were sharing. It made them very uncomfortable, so they wanted to stop them.
Well, that's just being mean. They must be very sad.
Well, you would understand if they were upset, but they loved Jesus so much, they showed the fruit of the Spirit in their life.
Oh, like we've been talking about. You've been telling us about the fruit of the Spirit, haven't you, Veronica?
I have, yes. And the fruit of the Spirit that Paul and Silas showed were called joy and peace.
Peas? That's us! Woohoo! We're in the Bible!
Not peas, peace. Paul and Silas had to show joy and peace in a very difficult situation. They weren't worried at all about being in the prison. They were so in love with Jesus that all they did was sing and dance with joy. They felt peace because they knew that God would help them, and they felt joy as they knew that God is brilliant. They didn't grow negative things because they were in a bad place. They grew the fruit of the Spirit because God was with them in that place.
Well, isn't it lovely that they spend all their time in prison singing and dancing?
Well, that's not all of it. They sang and they worshipped so much that there was an earthquake which knocked down the walls of the prison and all the gates were opened.
So they escaped?
Not at all. They stayed. They still wanted everyone to know that they loved Jesus, and they stayed right where they were. If they'd have escaped, then they would have still been seen as criminals. Eventually, the guard at the jail was crying. He thought he was in a lot of trouble for losing his prisoners, but Paul and Silas told him that they were still there, and he decided that he would love Jesus too.
So, if I decide to be happy about being stuck here, I'll be able to get down?
Well, it won't get you down any faster, but joy will definitely make the time you are waiting much, much nicer.
In that case, I'm going to choose to be joyful and just have peace, knowing that one day I'll be lovely and ripe and ready to go.
Well done, grapes. You are probably going to be the best grapes I have ever grown. Now, whose turn is it for charades?